A lawyer tries to humiliate Joker in court, but Joker's next move leaves everyone speechless. They say a courtroom is a place for justice. But on a rainy Tuesday morning, Justice walked in wearing smeared clown paint and a smile sharp enough to cut glass. Everyone expected the Joker to act insane. Everyone expected chaos, but no one expected what really happened. Especially not the arrogant lawyer who mocked him, humiliated him, and called him a failed clown pretending to be a criminal. What happened next didn't just silence the room, it changed the city forever. Because that day, for the first time, people saw the Joker not as a monster, but as the only man brave enough to expose the monsters hiding behind the law. And this is the story of how a single laugh inside a courtroom turned into a storm of revenge, truth, and unforgettable justice. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss stories that twist your mind and shake your heart. Rain hammered against the courthouse windows like impatient fingers tapping on glass. But inside courtroom 6B, the air was still, too still. Everyone watched the man in purple as he was escorted to the defendant's table. His chains clinked softly, but his smile, that was loud enough to unsettle the bravest heart. The Joker didn't look defeated, nor frightened, nor even amused. He looked curious, as if he had wandered into someone else's nightmare and wanted to take notes. Across the room stood Attorney Marcus Vale, one of Gotham's most celebrated prosecutors. Tall, polished, hungry for headlines. He carried confidence like a weapon, slicing the silence before the judge even entered. He smirked at the Joker with open contempt, as if this trial was nothing but a personal victory lap. And Joker? He simply tilted his head and whispered, "Showtime." When court came to order, Vale rose first, pacing before the jury with the smooth arrogance of a man who believed the world spun for him alone. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "the man sitting behind me is not a mastermind. He is not a criminal genius. He is a desperate, attention-starved clown, nothing more." People chuckled under their breath. Joker didn't move, didn't blink. "He thrives on theatrics," Vale continued. "Strip that away and what remains? A failed human being who wants the world to fear him because no one ever loved him." More laughter. Even the judge's lips twitched. Joker slowly lifted his eyes from the table, scanning the room. Not angry, not hurt, disappointed. The kind of disappointment that felt heavier than rage. As if he expected this reaction, as if he'd predicted it. Vale took a step closer, pointing directly at him. "This man is nothing but a joke," he said sharply. "And today, we finally end the punchline." The room erupted with muffled giggles. Joker's smile, faint at first, curled upward. Not a grin of madness, a grin of clarity. When it was finally his turn to speak, he rose slowly, chains rattling like warning bells. The judge sighed, already annoyed. "You may make your statement," she said. But Joker didn't turn to her. He turned to the audience, the lawyers, the press, the jury. His voice was calm, almost gentle. "You all laugh," he said, "but none of you asked the obvious question." The room fell still. He leaned forward, eyes narrowing with the intensity of a man who sees far too much. "Why am I really here?" A murmur rippled across the courtroom. "Because you committed multiple The judge started. No, Joker interrupted softly. "That's the surface. I'm here because someone needed a monster. Someone needed a distraction. Someone needed me locked away before I opened my mouth." He tapped his throat lightly. "Before I told you whose hands are actually dirty." Now Vale stiffened. A subtle reaction, but Joker caught it. "Mr. Vale," Joker said, "did you tell them about our history?" The lawyer's jaw tightened. "We have no history." "Oh, sweetheart," Joker chuckled. "That's the funniest lie you've told all morning." The courtroom buzzed with sudden electricity. Joker continued. "Should I tell them about the night you visited Blackgate? The night you asked me to do a little cleanup for you? The night you begged me to remove a problem, quietly, permanently?" Vale's face drained of color. "That never happened," he snapped, voice cracking slightly. Joker laughed, not loud, but cold. a scalpel of sound. "You want to call me a liar?" he asked. "Fine, but then why did you send me this?" He reached into his pocket. Guards immediately stiffened, hands on weapons, but Joker slowly pulled out a small folded paper. A letter sealed with Marcus Vale's personal crest. Gasps burst across the room. The judge leaned forward. "Mr. Vale, is that yours?" I don't..." Vale stumbled. "He forged it. He's manipulating you." Joker placed the letter gently on the table. "I'm many things," he said, "but I don't need to forge the truth. People hand it to me willingly, usually when they're scared." The jury began whispering violently. Reporters scribbled. The judge struck her gavel repeatedly. Chaos simmered at the edges, but Joker wasn't focused on them anymore. His eyes stayed on Vale, locked, unblinking. "You didn't tell them why you mocked me," Joker whispered. "You didn't tell them you're the one who created the very monster you're trying to cage." Vale stepped back as if struck. Joker's smile widened, not triumphant, not hateful, heartbreakingly bitter. "You forgot something, Marcus," he said. "Monsters remember their makers." Silence crashed over the courtroom. Joker exhaled deeply, as if releasing years of buried truth. "This trial," he said softly, "isn't about whether I'm guilty. It's about whether you are." The judge stared at Vale with a look he'd never seen before. Doubt. Vale opened his mouth to defend himself, but before he could utter a word, a sudden piercing scream echoed from the hallway outside the courtroom. Everyone froze. Guards rushed toward the door. The judge rose in alarm. "Joker?" He simply looked at the door and whispered with chilling satisfaction, "Ah, right on time." The scream from the hallway sliced through the courtroom like a knife dipped in panic. Chairs scraped, papers fluttered. Even the judge lost her composure as guards stumbled toward the doors, unsure if they were walking into danger or already surrounded by it. But Joker, he stood perfectly still, eyes lowered, almost peaceful, like a man listening to the final note of a song he wrote years ago. The courtroom doors slammed open. A trembling security officer burst inside, face pale, voice shaking. "Your Honor, there's been a break-in. One of the evidence rooms has been compromised." People gasped. Jurors stood up. Cameras pointed everywhere. Marcus Vale stepped forward, voice sharp with fear disguised as authority. "Compromised how? By who?" The officer swallowed hard. We don't know. The cameras were looped. The locks were melted from the inside, and something was left behind." Joker slowly looked up. "Something?" he asked, his tone playful but edged with the steel of inevitability. The officer hesitated, then held up a single item sealed in a clear evidence bag, a laughing clown mask. The room erupted into chaos. Some shouted, some cursed, some pointed at Joker as if the mask were a confession, but Joker only blinked, tilting his head, studying the mask like it was a relic of a past life. Vale lunged toward the judge. "Your Honor, this is his doing. This is exactly why he cannot be allowed to manipulate the court. He planned this. He... Sit down, Marcus," Joker whispered. But Vale didn't. His voice grew louder, more frantic, cracking like thin ice. "He's creating a spectacle. He wants confusion, fear. He wants to twist the narrative to escape." Joker chuckled softly. "If I wanted to escape," he said, "you wouldn't even know I was gone." That shut Vale up for half a second. The judge pounded her gavel. "Both of you, stop. This trial is not..." Joker cut in gently. "About me. I've been telling you that since the beginning." He looked at the jury, each one frozen between curiosity and dread. "You think I orchestrated a break-in? Planted a mask? Oh, no. No, no, no." He leaned forward ever so slightly. "That mask wasn't left for you. It was left for him." All eyes twisted toward Marcus Vale. The mask, the letter, the panic in Vale's voice, the cracks in his perfect facade. Something was unraveling, something Joker had seen long before the trial even began. Then a second officer rushed in, panting. "Judge, we found something else. A file, an entire confidential file on prosecutor Marcus Vale.
evidence of bribes, witness tampering, illegal deals with known criminals. He handed it to the judge. And there's a recorded message attached. Vale went sheet white. Your Honor, this is fabricated. He's framing me. The judge frowned. The file was retrieved from your personal locker, Marcus. A horrified murmur swept the room. Joker smiled, not wickedly, not insanely, but sadly, like someone watching a tower finally collapse under its own rotten foundation. You should have been more careful, he said softly. Skeletons don't like locked closets. They rattle. Vale snapped. He rushed toward Joker, fury replacing fear. You set me up. But Joker stepped back, chains rattling, eyes narrowing with heightened intensity. It was never about setting you up, he said. It was about revealing what you already are. He tilted his head, voice now dripping with quiet venom. You mocked me, called me a clown, but compared to you, I'm honest about what I am. Vale froze. Joker continued, You pretend to be justice. You pretend to be righteous. A pause. You pretend you're nothing like me. Silence swallowed every corner of the courtroom. The judge finally found her voice, trembling. Officers, remove Mr. Vale from the courtroom. 2 guards grabbed him. He fought, screamed, cursed, pleaded, but the courtroom watched coldly. Judgment shifted. As they dragged him out, Joker whispered to him, Everyone laughs at the clown until the clown tells a joke that's true. Vale vanished behind the doors, his screams muffled. For a moment, no one breathed. Then the judge turned to Joker. How did you know all this? Joker blinked slowly. Oh, Your Honor, he said with a ghost of a smile. I didn't know everything. I just pushed the first domino. And the rest, well, people show their true selves when they think the spotlight is on someone else. The judge hesitated. This doesn't clear you of your crimes. Of course it doesn't. Joker shrugged. I never said I was innocent. I said I wasn't the only guilty one. The courtroom seemed to nod in collective shame. As officers approached to escort him out, Joker added softly, You should check the cameras again. Why? The judge asked. Joker smiled, a slow, deliberate, unsettling smile. Because I walked into this courtroom in chains, but I didn't walk in alone. Before anyone could process the words, the lights flickered, once, twice. Then the entire courtroom went dark. A single echoing laugh, quiet, distant, chilling, slipped through the darkness, not Joker's, someone else's. And then a metallic click, a door opening. When the lights returned, Joker was gone. His chains lay open on the floor, but on the table where he once sat was a handwritten note. Justice isn't blind, she's just easily fooled. If you want more dark, emotional stories like this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, because the next story might be even darker, and you don't want to miss it.